Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here for our last Friday speaker series of October, which is very strange to say out loud. We are very, very excited and honored to have the one, the only Ms. Shandia Booker here with us today. I'm not going to give her too much of an introduction because I don't believe she requires one, but you probably know her best as the all-star middle school counselor from Lions U Prep. But she is also an accomplished author and professional in her own right outside of her work with Pittsburgh Public Schools. So with no further ado, please help me in welcoming Miss Shandia Booker.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Jeremy. I'm so excited to be here with you today. You know, I love School to Career. I'm so happy to see Trinity and Teron on here. I knew they would do great things in high school, and they are on the right track with School to Career. So thank you so much for inviting me and for having me. So Teron and Trinity, I am going to share my screen. You all know me. I like to be interactive. If you have questions, you can interrupt me. I'm here for you. So please feel free to ask. So I'm going to share my screen now, and we're going to get started. Okay. So as you know, I'm Miss Booker. My first name is Shandia. I wonder why. Okay. So who am I? So Mr. Jeremy asked me to share a little bit about my journey. So I will share some personal things with you and some career things. And like I said, if you have questions at any point, please feel free to ask me. So as you know, I am a Black woman. I'm a school counselor. I say I'm the daughter of a king because I identify as a Christian. I'm the founder of a program called Love Yourself. I am a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a sister, I am an auntie, and I am an author. I think it's important for me to share with you some of those things because I know you all know me as a school counselor. And I just want you to get a chance to know me on multiple levels so you might understand what drives me and what drives my work. So my educational experience, like you, Trinity, like you, Teron, I know you weren't always in Pittsburgh Public, but like you, I attended public school pretty much throughout my education, K to 12. So I attended Pittsburgh Public Schools and I graduated from a Pittsburgh Public School. Then I went on for undergrad to go to Clarion University, which, if you haven't heard, it is collaborating, I think, with Edinburgh and I forgot the name of the other school, but they're, Cal U maybe, and they're calling it Pennsylvania Western University, which is like a big shock to me. And then I went on to get my master's degree at Duquesne University, which is a private college. This is me in the second grade. That's me in middle school. And this is me when I graduated from high school, if you can see the picture on the right. I wanted to share some work experience with you. So I held many different jobs, as you can see. I worked for the Housing Authority, City of Pittsburgh, after I graduated from undergrad. That would be Clarion. I worked for Pittsburgh Public Schools shortly thereafter that. I have my name on here for a reason. Teron or Trinity, can you guess why I have my name instead of the name of an organization or a school?
I'm guessing because you make your own work.
You got it, Teron. So because I'm an author, say that again, Mr. Jeremy.
I just said killing it.
Yes, because I'm an author, I do, you can have what's called a DBA or doing business as. So I do business as myself, but I also have a LLC, which is called Creative Solutions Consulting. In my younger years, Teron and Trinity, I was a telemarketer. I worked at after school programs. I worked at Mellon Client Processing Center. A lot of those things were like when I was in high school, When I was in college, once I worked at Honey Baked Ham. And in high school, at the time I was in high school, there was a program with the Allegheny County Bar Association. It was like an internship where they selected, there had to be about 30 African-American students from different Pittsburgh public schools, and they assigned us to different law firms. And the law firm I was assigned to was in the Oxford Center, which is downtown, was on like the 37th and the 38th floor, and it was called Petrogallo, Boschwick, and Gordon. So I wanted you to see I have a variety of work experience in different fields. What do you think is a skill that I would need to hold all of the jobs, despite their differences? Can you tell me, Teron?
I think it's some of the
idea.
skills that we talked about during summer orientation too, because Ms. Booker has all of them.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship, I guess.
Entrepreneurship. What about you, Trinity?
Confidence, manners.
Confidence and manners. Yes, you both are on to a lot. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about, customer service. So even when I was a telemarketer, and I think we were trying to sell newspaper subscriptions at the time, to working for the housing authority, working at Honey Baked Ham, a lot of my skill set I had to build was customer service and relational skills. You need to know how to talk to people when they're happy, but also, as you may know, if you've been in a store, sometimes people get upset. They're not always happy. So I had to build my relational skills and customer service skills. And no job is too small. Like, you literally start your work experience when you start working. So although I'm a school counselor now for Pittsburgh Public Schools and I enjoy my job, I don't take for granted small beginnings, like working at after school programs when I was your age, or when I was a telemarketer. Like, don't take your skill set things you are learning now in the present for granted. Like, one of the things that I think it is important for you to know, if you choose to get a college degree, that is wonderful. And if you choose to do a trade, that is wonderful. But all of your skill sets are transferable. So meaning if I went from being a school counselor to being a professor, the skill set I use within Pittsburgh Public Schools, I can take that wherever I go. I don't ever want you to think, if you're doing computer science, like Teron's in the gaming and apps, you don't have to stay stuck in a box, because the same skill set you use in one space, you can literally use that skill set in another. Now, you'll have to learn new systems, new software, new culture, but you still have your skill set. You just build upon your skill sets. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to click on my website so you can have a chance to see. I hope it comes up. So I decided to start an LLC because I wanted to, I'm invited to speak at a lot of places, and I like to do programmings, and I have like a idea in mind of connecting the community with meaningful opportunities to kind of, and I'm a person, I like to think outside the box. I'm not like, I don't believe we always have to do things the way they have always been done, because I think when you're innovative, you get more engagement. So I decided to start a business. My business name is Creative Solutions Consulting Services. So as a consultant, I might partner with a nonprofit. I might partner with a professor to come speak to their class. I might partner with a sorority or fraternity if they're inviting me out to speak to the youth there. It all depends. But I do workshops. So this is my website, and these are some of the people I've worked with in the past. Here are some of the services I offer: speaking engagements, training sessions, consulting services. It tells people how they can work with me. I want to give you an idea. These are students who give me feedback. And here's some of the programs I've worked on. I want you to know how your ideas, you might think, oh, I have this small idea. A small idea can turn into a big thing. And that's kind of how my business was birthed, I guess you can say. And we're going to take a look at some of the videos later. I'm trying to get back to my PowerPoint. Give me 1 second. Pause share. Okay. So if you have specific questions about my website, you can let me know. Prior to working at University Prep, I worked at Pittsburgh Phase On, which is, I really serve students in the Homewood/East Hills community. And I worked as the only school counselor. There were 500 students and it was a lot of work. And I feel like I was in an environment where I had to cultivate a lot of leadership skills. So I worked at Phase On and I focused on how can I reach my students at the level I wanted to reach my students and parents. Trinity, you know me pretty well from when you were in middle school, and Saron as well. I like to know my students. I like to connect with my students, and it's important that I see my students grow and succeed. So I seen a need for my older elementary school students at that time to have a program to help celebrate them. So a part of my career at that time focused on cultivating this program. So I'm going to show you a couple of videos so you can see the growth of the program. I'll start with the one in, sorry, I gotta pause here. In see if my hyperlinks work. I'll start with 2018.
But Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct, but it's wordy and hard.
Okay.
Gotta love the ads.
Yes, wait, can you hear?
We can hear, but we're still seeing the
video?
PowerPoint.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
You're okay. You might have to stop sharing and then reshare YouTube.
I have to stop sharing?
Yeah, and then when you share and then click share again and select YouTube instead of PowerPoint.
Our girls really get this shine as they walk the
I'm
runway,
sorry. I don't know why.
perform, and as they uplift
Stop
each other,
share
they
and
come
then
to be
resume.
uplifted by our wonderful
Yeah,
partners.
and then when you click
They
share
come with
screen,
their
you
mothers
should have the
or
option to
about
choose the
50
other
role
program.
models to
Hold on
learn
1 second. You said stop share and resume share. Share screen. So I have to share it from YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, okay. My hyperlink does that. Thank you, Mr.
There we
Jeremy.
go.
All right.
Love Yourself was created to celebrate and empower 4th and 5th grade girls as they make the transition to middle school. Love Yourself is an amazing event that brings girls from the Homewood community and the Hills together to learn about self-care, self-value, and self-love. Our girls really get to shine as they walk the runway, as they perform, and as they uplift each other, and they come to be uplifted by our wonderful partners. They come with their mothers or a positive female role model to learn really about the transitions to adolescence.
My name is Dr. Russell Patterson. I'm the principal at Pittsburgh Phase On. And today we have our annual Love Yourself event. It's kind of like a rite of passage that we have for the young women here at Pittsburgh Phase On. It's just some activities that we have to really show them how to take care of their bodies, take care of themselves both physically and mentally. We always have a keynote speaker, and it's just really targeted specifically towards females.
is my second child in this program, and the program really helped her out here.
Happy that they can get a group of girls together to appreciate each other and to show love towards each other.
As your day unfolds, challenge what the you chose. Try and keep your head up to the
First
sun.
and foremost, I want to thank Pittsburgh Public Schools staff, administrator, Dr. Jackie from Married to Medicine.
So hello to all the young ladies there in Pittsburgh participating in the Love Yourself program. Now, I'm Dr. Jackie from Bravo's TV Married to Medicine, and I've got a special message for you. Believe in yourself and always be fly. Now, I know you're saying, oh, that's so 1980. And what do I mean by fly? First, love yourself. And remember this, we either win or we learn. We never lose. Be fly. Bye. Love yourself.
We appreciate you so much. We have so many partners, too many partners to name, but we really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart.
Church county.
So this was in 2018. I started this program at Phase On, and it started in a gym and it grew to the University of Pittsburgh. So when I talk to you about keeping your ideas and allowing it to grow, I want you to remember to start where you are at. In Tehran, I did a program for the boys as well. It is called I Matter. And I can show a clip of that as well when we get closer to the end of the presentation. I'm just trying to get back to sharing. Give me 1 second, navigating these screens. Usually I'm used to it just playing from the PowerPoint.
Yeah, it's been finicky, that kind of stuff recently, but that was awesome. And I absolutely love the Beyonce reference too. I'll always take one of those.
Yes. Okay, let me get back to, you can't see my screen right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay,
Just-
I'll share it again. Okay. So after doing Love Yourself, I started doing Love Yourself, I guess it's 2013, 2014 or 2015 was my first school year at Pittsburgh Phase On. And I tried, when there are 500 students, I knew I had to do something that I can connect with a large amount of students while trying to meet their needs. So I also seen a deeper need, and I decided to write a book. My book is titled Dear Brooklyn, Love Yourself, and it is written in letter form to girls to help them navigate their teenage years. I worked with a small publisher who helped me publish my book, and I enjoy being an author. Our lessons are interactive, and I actually have used my book in group, Mrs. Wilson and I at University Prep. So it's fun. It's a fun process to use my book in group. Okay, so before it's going, I wanted to talk to you about, as I told you earlier, as you might see, I have a focus, I have a passion for our students to be uplifted in general. I have a passion as it relates to seeing our African-American girls being uplifted. So I'm often invited into those spaces. And I want you as young African-American students to focus on your strengths. Something that I noticed over the years as it pertains to Black girls, sometimes they're considered to be too much, and there should be a another O in there, too much and not enough at the same time. And I want you to understand, and I want to underscore the message, you have value just in who you are and what you bring, despite what the media might say about who we are as Black people. I think that is imperative for you to know. And I do have a slide I want to share with you so you can understand a little more about my background. Here we go. I want to share this slide. current slide. You can think of many stereotypes that are imposed on us. And maybe I want to hear some from you. Teron, can you tell me some stereotypes that are imposed on African Americans?
Racism.
Racism. What do you think that's rooted in?
The N-word. Well, the hard R of the N-word, yes.
The N-word. Is that, so I imagine that would be a trigger if someone called you out of your name or
Yes,
called you that.
my culture, yeah.
Trinity, can you think of some stereotypes that are imposed on Black people?
Ghetto ratchetness or government checks.
Thank you for sharing, Trinity. Absolutely, absolutely. And this is why I want to share. I hope when I share this screen, I just want to share it from this slide, but slide. So, you know, I did grow up in low-income public housing. This, I don't know if you can see this newspaper article right here, but it says Surviving St. Clair Village. That's a low-income public housing project that no longer exists. And in the article they wrote about, that's my mom in the middle, that's my brother to the left, and that's, can't hardly see me, but that's me to the right. In the article, they interviewed my mom and they wrote about how my mom looked at education as the way out, okay? And this is my mom, and I think this woman was a paraprofessional. My mom taught me how to read at home. So although I lived in low-income public housing, I knew how to read by the time I was 4, and I started school early at 4. And this on the right is me winning an award a couple years ago, and in the middle, it's me in high school. So something that really bothers me as a Black woman is sometimes people look down on people from different neighborhoods, or people maybe just because they're Black, or people just perception of Black people might be what they have observed on television. I want you to know it doesn't matter what neighborhood you came from, what zip code you came from, what complexion your skin is. I went to school, I got a bachelor's degree, I got a master's degree. I went on and started my own business. While being a school counselor, started a program from an idea I had in my head. And literally through that program, like Pitt really worked as my partner in that, despite things that other people may view as a negative. So throughout my years, Mr. Jeremy told me I can share as much as I wanted with you about my journey through my career. So I felt it was important for me to share, hey, I came from this type of community, and look where I'm at now. I didn't really realize the level. I knew in my elementary school, like some people were prejudiced, but I didn't realize the level of people's perceptions until, I got a little older and a little older. And in some ways I look at that as a good thing, because I didn't allow other people's perceptions or limits to stop me, or my mom didn't have those limits for me, and I didn't have those limits for myself. So I thought I can do good because I thought I could do good, not, well, she's from this neighborhood, or she's Black, or I just knew I can do good. And I encourage you to do the same things for yourself. Like, do not allow other people to limit you. Or if you're in a room with other people and maybe they're from different neighborhoods or from different schools, or people hold different perceptions of them, do not allow that to intimidate you. Or I don't like when our students shrink because they think someone else is better. Like, bring all of who you are to that space, and you'll get better, and you'll make the other people around you better for it. Do you understand what I'm saying, Trinity and Teron?
Yes.
Okay. But that's pretty much it. That's what I wanted to share with you. I have on my refrigerator, that's why I looked up, a letter from one of my second grade teachers. I keep it on my refrigerator because I started school early. I felt like it wasn't until I got into second grade that my teacher really seen me, like she could, when I say really seen me, like seen who I was, seen what I could provide to the classroom. She could see my contributions. And I think throughout your journey in life, different people will come into your life and they will see you. And, you know, just continue to build those positive relationships with those people. I mean, you can be, while you're in high school, of course, at UPrep, but even post high school when you're in college, continue to build those relationships because you never know what relationship will connect you to your next opportunity. I see it happen every day, all of the time. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know.
What was your favorite part of college?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay. When I first went to college, my favorite part probably was the freedom because I mean, you get to be around your friends and I got to be around my friends. And then I also got to focus on classes I really enjoyed versus initially in my major, I got to focus on classes I enjoyed versus some classes they couldn't offer us in high school. Now, there were other classes in college that I didn't love, but I liked that focus on classes I really enjoyed. So I would say continuing to build friendships and focusing on classes I really enjoy. That's a good question.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry to do this to you. I have to go a little bit early, so I can't ask any more questions.
Okay, it's okay. I'm pretty much done.
Bye, Mr. Jeremy.
Bye, Miss Trinity. Thank you for being here.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
And Tehran, do you have any more questions for Ms. Booker?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, can we have a, if not cameras on, at least mics unmuted, round of applause and thank you for Ms. Booker.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. It was an absolute pleasure. It was just so wonderful to hear more about you and learn more about you outside of the context of UPrep. So
Yes.
it's been wonderful having you. I'm sure this is not the last time that we'll be collaborating. So
Thank you
we'll
for having
absolutely
me.
talk to you soon. A
Yes.
pleasure. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, and Tehran, keep up with that computer. I know you're in the computers, Tehran, right?
Yeah.
That is you know, actually my friend to the left of me, she was the one she was always into computers and she works in the computer industry now. And she always says, we need more Black people in our industry. There just aren't enough. So stick with it. The opportunities are bountiful in that industry. So I encourage you to stick with it, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I have no doubt we'll be hearing about singleton machines pretty soon.
Absolutely. Okay, bye, Mr. Jeremy.
Bye, Ms. Booker. Thank you. Have a great
You
weekend.
too.
Thanks.